Hello all, I hope you're all doing well. Sorry about last week with last week's portion where there was a corruption in the video I made. So again, apologies. And let's just jump right into this week, which is the portion of Vayera. And he appeared, right? This is the famous scene when Abraham is in his tent near the oaks of Mamre. And we are told about the three visitors that visit him. We have the attack on Sodom and Gomorrah. We have the story of Ishmael and Hagar being driven out of the house, and we also have the famous story of the sacrifice of Isaac as well. Today, I'd like to focus a little on the past and the future. And this is in light of the election of Donald Trump. And please God, this election will allow for the continuation and development of our relationship with our Arab and Muslim brothers and sisters, specifically under the rubric of the Abraham Accords. And we could look, and many do cynically look at these accords as ones that have to do with geopolitical considerations, financial considerations. However, I believe even with the name itself, it would be silly to deny the spiritual elements that are undergirding this concept. And there's been plenty of prophecies, such as in Isaiah, that talks about how the descendants of Hagar and Keturah will ultimately come to the mountain of the Lord, and they bring tremendous amount of gifts, and we end up working together. And so to understand the root of the conflict, which again, some people in the left, and even in the left in Israel, say it's because of discrimination, or even violence, or misplacement with regards to territory. If those were the issues, I believe that in the last 70 years they would have been resolved. However, there is a deeper issue which wasn't really an issue up until 1948, right? Since the destruction of the first temple and also the revolt of Bar Kokhba, when the Israelites come back to the land, when the nation of Israel is established, this is very difficult both for our Muslim brothers and our Christian brothers, obviously, and theologically speaking. And if we look at this week's portion, we see that Hagar decides to leave the house as well, because she can't stand looking in the face of Sarai, which eventually will become Sarah. And not looking at her face, or not being able to face up, so to speak, to the reality in front of her, her being her mistress, she runs away and leaves. Now, the angel of the Lord that sees her says, Hagar, where are you coming? Where are you coming from, and where are you going? And it's the angel of the Lord, right? So of course he knows, but he's asking her, do you know who you are? Do you know what your roots are? And if you know where your roots are and are comfortable with those roots and proud of those roots, you'll be able to know where you're going. And he tells her, Shuvi el virtech, return to your mistress. Now in Hebrew, return, Shuvi also means tshuva, to repent. Go and see her. Recognize that who Sarah is and who you are. And this is really to the Muslim world, to realize that you are a daughter, a branch of the tree of Judaism, not the root itself. And I believe, and while this is not so politically correct, if our Muslim brothers and sisters can do so, as their own literature, their own holy books, like the Surah talks about how if you have questions and doubts with regards to the commandments, go to the people that has received the book before you. The Jewish world, and specifically the religious world, wants and is offering an open hand to our Muslim brothers to assist them into interpreting their texts and realizing how to reform the sacred while maintaining its sacred status as well. And hopefully with the return of the Abraham Accords, while this includes a certain erosion of the sovereignty of Israel, even a question of with regards to our relationship with the Dome of the Rock, nevertheless, These things are worth it if we believe we're doing so for the right reasons. If we believe we're doing so in order to rebuild this connection with the tribe of Ishmael, with our brother Ishmael. And this opportunity is at our doorstep. And the question is, is the nation of Israel going to rise up to the occasion and take responsibility, which of course is very difficult. And it doesn't mean we have to, it doesn't mean it's going to be an easy conversation. But we need to move from interfaith dialogue into a real, true conversation to the root of the issues themselves. Inshallah, in our days. Shabbat Shalom.